Hey everybody, it's Strict9 with Strict9 GP, and welcome back to another episode of my Draft Day Sports college basketball playthrough. Playing with the 2020 version of that game. We're in the 2021-2022 season, a lot of 20s in there, with the Austin Peay Governors in the Ohio Valley Conference. And we've just started the regular season schedule off to a bad start. And I was hoping that would be our first game of the next episode that I was going to record, but we were playing so bad I just didn't even want to show it. We lost 85-64 on the road against a team that I don't know that we've ever lost to in this playthrough. That's how bad it was. But I'm going to give a recap to start things off to show you where we are. We're still, even though that was a bad start, we're still not in the shape that I thought we were going to be in when I started out this season. We have won a few games here and there, and we're still at 500, 6-6, and we finished. I said with the schedule that we had and the team I thought we had, if we could get through this non-conference schedule with 6 wins, I'd be happy. I really thought it'd probably be a miracle, but we did. Last episode, if you were able to watch it, we had that late season or late game 3-pointer, I believe, at the buzzer to win it, 78-75. Then we came back, and to me, surprisingly, I thought we would probably lose to Nevada, Las Vegas. We beat them 83-74, pretty convincing win. Had a good balanced scoring for the most part, but Marshak off the bench, 10 minutes, scored 20 points. Player of the game, his best game ever. And then we came back and went against Indiana on the road. I thought that's going to be just an annihilation. And you look at the score, 78-76. That score doesn't even show how close it was. We played them close really the whole game, outplayed them the second half. We're leading late in the game, and it was a buzzer beater. True last second shot that won that game for them. We even led, I think, with a minute or so to play. One of the things I guess I am struggling with still is how to bounce between that, watching the game mode and then, being interactive enough to make some timeouts when it gets tight like that. But I paid pretty close attention to it in that game, and we still couldn't pull it away. I'm happy with the way it turned out, though, because it made me feel like we were a better team than I was giving us credit for. Had really good balanced scoring, balanced play. McMillian didn't score much, but he had 9 assists. He's got a little bit of an attitude problem, I think, or relationship problem, not really attitude problem. I'm worried about, and I'll go over that before I sim out that game today. But I've been really happy with him playing point guard. And I think that he's won the job outright. He's a sophomore, which is good. Being the coach of this team, I would hope that you would have this guy for two more seasons. That would be great. But I'm really happy with the way this season started, except for that Tennessee Martin game. We finished the regular or non-conference schedule with a convincing win against San Francisco at home. We had 2 guys, Jepson and McMillian, who played really well this game with 22 points. McMillian got player of the game. So it gave me some hope. But then that opener against Tennessee Martin, maybe they were just gunning for us after losing so many games to us. But 85-64. Greg Laws looked good, started out the game. I think he had 10 points. 10 of his 14 points came within maybe the first 3 minutes of the game. And then he just got cold and nobody took over. Poor performance all the way around. And so now I'm hoping we can bounce back today against Tennessee State. We're going to be at home. It's the shooting. When we lose, I mean, look at those numbers. 2 for 21, 3-pointers, 24 for 61. From the field in general, when you shoot like that, you're going to lose every game, and that's the struggle. But the team in general, I'll address the attitude problems first because that's something that I think is can be key to this game, and I want to make sure I'm on top of it because primarily, if you've been following the series, my best player from last year, top scorer, freshman shooting guard, never can make that guy happy. The coaching relationship just deteriorated throughout the season to the point where he was like 5%, and he wound up transferring out. So I don't want to do that this year. I mean, I've got McMillian who's not happy. He's got a good team relationship, but coach relationship's kind of getting bad. I'm trying to improve that, but I'm improving it hopefully in game by just praising him when he's playing well. But unfortunately, last game he was tanking it up, and I gave him some criticism and it backfired. He turned me off and just didn't really play well at all. Jensen, leading scorer, still in the game, but on the team, but just 11.9 points. I want to keep this guy. He's got 4 potential. His relationship's improving, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to rein him in. Not worried about Ivory. He's just not going to have much impact on this team. But Ike King is a guy who, power forward, I like his size. Freshman recruit this year. He's got 4-star potential. I hope he develops inside shooting a little bit. He's got good rebounding, good outside shooting. I was noticing, I talked about it I think a couple episodes ago or maybe last episode. I was noticing this in games. It looked like he was getting open under the basket and not taking the shot. So I called him, used the little contact player here, what's his playing style, and just told him, hey, shoot more, basically. Shoot more jumpers or whatever the choice was. And he didn't have a great game against Tennessee Martin, but nobody did. But here and there, I mean, he had 11 points against Liberty in that win last episode, 7.6 points against Indiana, plus or minus in that string of games was good. So the team's playing well when he's on the floor. 6 rebounds against Nevada, Las Vegas. He may be, depending on whether I get a surprise recruit, he might be the future at power forward for us. We're going to lose Laws after the season. And, he's been adequate, but I'm not giving him too much play time to be the starter. I mean, 16 minutes. He's playing a little bit better than last year, scoring-wise, but, I think he looked better when he was coming off the bench. It's just I still think he's a little bit better rated right now than King, so he's going to stay the starter. And then at center, he's not rated with a lot of potential, but I like his size for the most part. I'm trying to give Hart more play time. He had a decent game against Tennessee Martin, scoring-wise off the bench, but his relationship's not that great, especially with the team. And I don't understand why, because his personality's good. He's durable. He's got a good work ethic. So I've got to figure out what's going on there. Same way I'm going to try to praise them when I notice they're playing well. But Holland's just barely hanging in there as the starter. He may be giving me a decent amount of points, but he's just not a good defensive presence inside. Mallet has the size and the potential, but not seeing a whole lot when he's in there playing either. Although, considering all things considered, he looked better against Tennessee Martin than Hart did. But that's where this team is at the moment. Stats-wise, scoring, it's still shooting guards. That's where we're getting our points. But Jepson, best player on the court. He was injured for a while, injured in that last game against Liberty, I think. And he's been healthy since then. His minutes were down a little bit for a couple games there, but 22 against San Francisco. I hope he gets back to that level, because he should be really leading the team in scoring, I think. But that's where we're looking team-wise. I'll say a couple things about recruiting, not too much, but I'm starting to go outside the state. I've got a guy here in Virginia who's rated higher than a lot of in-state recruits that we have. Currently, he's third, or we're third on his top 10 schools list. I'm going to keep working this guy because Jepson's gone. I'm trying to get two small forwards recruits for next year. This one's B overall. Might be the best recruit that I've got interested in it so far. I've already given Greg Mann, an in-state recruit, a scholarship, but we're still just third on his list. So it's going to take a lot of work. I'm burning through the budget. I'm making calls. I think it's going to come down to when we get into that contact period where I can visit him at home, but that's still a ways away. I mean, that's all the way into March. We haven't had any letters of intent so far, so 3 scholarships are already out there. So that'll tell you how bad it's been this year. I'm hoping to turn that around. But let's go ahead, take a look at the standings. And before I do that, I want to go, I keep forgetting this, and I know if I was watching this playthrough, I'd really want to see this occasionally. This is how the polls are looking this year. Outside of Louisville, it's a little different. I think Oklahoma and Georgetown Georgetown especially, they've been back and forth a little bit. San Diego State's been first at times. Gonzaga rate lower than they typically are in this playthrough. I don't see Florida. I don't see Kentucky. Kansas is lower. I mean, it's so far been a surprise. West Virginia's really high. I don't think they were high last year. So if this keeps up, I mean, this year's tournament's going to look a lot different than it has. I'm seeing teams that I haven't seen here in this playthrough, and I'm missing some teams that I continually see here. Florida State, I think, for this playthrough, they've been pretty poor, but they're having a good start as well. But there's no Duke. There's no North Carolina. There's no Kentucky, I think I mentioned. Really weird. Really was. Well, there's Florida. Florida's there. I may have said they weren't. Going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But standings for us, we're right probably in the middle, 6-6. But with that start in the conference, I mean, that we got to turn it around against Tennessee State, and they're way down there. Well, I don't know why. Probably because of their RPI rating. Whew. This is going to be a tough one, probably. If I were to look at their team, yeah, I mean, they've got, just at a glance, I know 2 of these 3.5-star guys are shooting guards. It looks like, just in the overall ratings, that they should have the advantage. So let's go ahead and just get it started. I think we'll start out playing our typical outside game and see if that works. If not, may have to get a little creative as the game goes on. So, wow, 5 seniors on this team. Center, I wish I could see his size and everything here, but I can't. So I'm gonna turn the pace down a little bit. I don't know if that's making much of an impact, but I'm gonna crash the boards more. I want the defensive intensity up just a little bit, crashing the boards defensively, and start out, like I say, favoring outside, see if that makes a difference. And we missed our first shot of the game, and it was missed our second shot of the game. Holland, who likes to go for those threes, and nobody's scored yet. Still no scores. And there it went. We have yet to score. Finally. I forgot to turn that on. I like to pause at stops because I got the pace going pretty fast, and that's about the only way I can keep up with the game. So we're off to a poor start. We have yet to make a basket. Just had a turnover there, and out of bounds to us. I don't want to yell at him or anything too early. Although I probably should at this point. Mallet misses the shot. He's going to go to the line, but he's not a good free throw shooter. He makes 1 or 2. It's a 3-2 game. And out of bounds to Tennessee State. I don't know if maybe I should start going with a balanced here. Let me try that for a while. See if I can get some of our inside guys involved a little bit. Got to get the rebounds, though. It's 5-2. They're out rebounding at 6-2. Greg Laws missed the shot. It's going to go to the line. We're 2 of 6 in free throws. And we're down 7-2, and we throw it away. Wow. All right, so this is the way I was afraid we were going to play after that first loss of the season at the Grand Canyon. And the only thing I can say about this one is we're getting the fouls. I mean, we're 2 for 8 at the line, and we're down 12-2. I think it's time to call a timeout when I can. And I know I'm probably going to risk it, getting them mad, but this is crazy. No, it didn't seem to have an effect, but we have yet to make a basket. We're 7+ minutes into this game, and we're 2 for 8 from the free throw line. So this is going to be an embarrassment, straight up. I mean, this is probably going to be an embarrassment if we don't turn this around. Still nothing. 15-2. Holy moly. I don't know that I've ever seen us start out this bad in any game, really, since I've been doing this playthrough. Finally, we get a point and throw it away. And it's Cunningham. Cunningham, I'm going to start just eliminating this guy from playing because he comes in there, he turns it over, he doesn't score. He's not a scoring point guard, but he doesn't give you much of anything. Probably all ratings aside, I think maybe I'm kind of missing his name right now, but I think he's probably the worst player on the team. So I don't think those ratings give you the whole story. I think you have to kind of dive a little deep. And look at this, 20-6. I hate to really even show this, but the last game I gave up halfway through on that one, so I'm gonna soldier through. But this is awful. I mean, this is just awful how we're playing at home. 20-7. I'm just kind of at a loss, and we're already 17 fouls to their 3, so we're sending them to the line. We finally make a couple. We're 5 for 12 in free throws. I don't know how we get back into this one. And there's a foul. McMillian. I may have ticked him off that last game. I hope it's not lingering. I don't know how it could be lingering, but I think the only thing that's really saving us, Travis Hart turns it over, is they're not getting a whole lot of shots. I mean, 15 field goals for them, just 15 for us. And a turnover. Turnover is 9 for them, so oh my gosh. How can you shoot this badly as a team at home? I don't understand it. And McMillian, I can't call a timeout right now. But gosh, I don't want to keep Cunningham in there, and I don't care if it ruins the reputation, man. That dude has got to start playing better. I mean, he was on a roll, and now we've got 2 games going where he is just costing us the game. 28-15. 3-pointer there from Holland. Oh my gosh. You give him 20 seconds on the shot clock and then you foul him. It's an 11-point game. Turnover. Oh my gosh. This is so painful. I hope it's not as painful to watch for you as it is for me. This is just pathetic. I'm just going to start shooting threes and just foul him the rest of the way, I guess. And he threw it away. And that was Cunningham who threw it away. Oh my gosh. I'm so disappointed in this team right now. All right, let's see if we can do. So who we got out there? Cunningham again. I don't know why he's out there. I'm going to put McMillian in there. And I'm going to put Marshak. He's out there. I'm just going to see if we can get a 3-pointer with Marshak. I don't know. And we don't. What a terrible first half. I'm pretty sure this is the worst we've ever played. I mean, we've had bad losses before, but to be at home against kind of a team that we should be ranked okay against in our conference, this is not good. 6 for 22 in shooting, 5 for 12 at the free throw line. They're out rebounding us 18-7. Man, there's nothing here that's good. Jensen is our leading scorer with 6. Jepson's really been held in check. Laws. McMillian, a couple assists for what it's worth. And I don't know why Cunningham is getting so much playtime. Well, it's because McMillian has 3 fouls. All right, so what should we do? I think crashing the boards I'm fine with. I'm going to turn the intensity down a little bit and just try to stay out of foul trouble and hope that they get cold and we get hot. That's my strategy. And they get a foul early. Maybe that'll be and another foul. And Jensen's going to miss the shot but go to the line. He makes them both. Finally, we're 500 for free throws. I'll get a good shot inside there. But we give up 3. It's a 12-point game. Good move inside, though, from Laws. They throw it away. 10-point game still, though. We throw it away. Wow. This is just incredible. I was feeling good about this team until 2 games ago. And now I'm feeling like we might be bottom. I mean, of this conference. We just might be that bad. And I was in denial. I mean, how can you almost beat Indiana on the road and play like this? It makes no sense. And we're still missing the free throws. And I'd like to. I think I've made that suggestion before, but maybe I should just post it on the forum. But I don't see any way to improve or practice your free throws. I think that's something that should be part of the practice plan. If you're playing the game, if you know what I'm talking about, if I'm missing it, let me know. But you know what? I think I'm just gonna sim fast through this because we're not gonna win. I mean, not to be like a negative Nelly, but we are god awful. I don't want to see it. I don't want to. I don't even want to be involved with that at this point. So, man, what two disappointing losses to start the season. I mean, just I don't even know how to put it into words. I mean, we are worse than I could even imagine. So, what would you guys have me do? I mean, what if you were looking at this team right now? I mean, what would you do? Oh, it's continuing. It's just we are we are god awful. I mean, this team is probably not gonna. We're probably gonna struggle to win 10 games. That's disappointing. We're not even at home. We're struggling to get 50. Um, Man, this is the worst loss we've had since I've been playing this playthrough. Because at this point, I mean, it's hard to deny we're not even competitive in this conference. You look at, I mean, was there a positive? No, there were no positives. McMillian, you might have just got yourself benched because um, that's that's not he fouled out of the game. So that may be the first thing I address. Is just I don't know. Could I afford to suspend him? I have no idea if that would be the right thing to do. Whew. Man, I am so disappointed. I just feel like we are for the first time since I've been playing this. We're not going to be competitive. I don't think. Something's just off. And McMillian, his coach, it's going to take a hit. But look at these last two games. I mean, what's the point of even having the guy in there? And these are the guys we need to be winning against. So I may just I may have to um, that's it. I'm suspending the dude. And I'll just make do next game. I mean, that's crazy. So I guess it'll be one of those kind of seasons. I mean, we're going to go up against Eastern Kentucky. They're always tough on the road. How are they starting out? Well, they're 0-2 as well. Maybe we'll turn it around, but I don't foresee us turning much around the way we're playing. I think strategy wise, I'm using a shuffle, which really, that could be pretty tough for this team. Maybe I should move this down a little bit because, to like 20 and then do the motion, um, do motion a little bit more. I don't know if I have anybody with flex. Now, triangle, I'm seeing, let me see what the triangle does. Yeah, I'm gonna do the triangle a little bit more because I think the triangle is more of a, if if I'm not mistaken, more of a traditional type offense. So I've got 40, 60. I think I'll go 15 with that. I don't know if this will make a difference, but we'll see. And then the offensive set usage, I'm going to give him a little bit more freedom. Maybe that's part of it too. Maybe some of these shooters like Jensen and Marshak, even though Marshak's had a good game here and there, maybe they're not. Maybe they're not getting the shots they like. Maybe that's going to make a difference. Whew. I got to do something to turn this team around now. So what I'll do is I'll Sim offline, probably come back. Not against Belmont. Maybe Tennessee Tech on the road or Tennessee Martin at home. Maybe that'll be the next game I come back for, just to see if we progressed. If we can come back and beat Tennessee Martin at home, I'd feel better. But gosh, this has been a really poor stretch. I mean, two 20-plus point losses to open our season. Yeesh. All right, and I may take a hit for that on McMillian, but I think he was getting towards some dangerous territory there. So maybe that'll turn it around for him. But as always, I appreciate you guys watching and supporting the channel. Stay with me. Hopefully, I'll turn this one around, and I'll have a better attitude, I guess, about it next episode. But it may be a tough season ahead. But we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.